has made himself the most accessible superstar I think we've ever seen. There's nothing wrong with he's adapting with the times, and I think you can be like a Weeknd and only pop out when you're putting something out, wear a fucking mask, don't speak, or you could be Drake. Like, it's really however you are comfortable. But Drake is accessible. He's on the internet constantly. I mean, he'll clearly he'll DM anyone. Like, he's accessible. You can go out and see Drake way easier than you probably could any celebrity, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, there's nothing. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it just speaks to his personality. He's a very Drake is. If you've ever had the opportunity to meet him, he's a very, for who he is and his, obviously the stature of his star power. He's a very humble guy, very welcoming, very hospitable, a gentleman. I just don't know why that makes.
Yo, this is exactly why Drake been number one for the past 15 years, man. He consistently puts out multiple projects each year, right? Up until the last 2 years, he usually always does features, which he's still doing. He's just a lot more selective with who he's collaborating with, right? Like, Drake's not working with the people that you usually see him work with anymore, like DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, French Montana, right? Drake is much more selective with who he's allowing to, have Drake features these days, right? But when you look at the past rappers that was looked at as the number one guy, right? 50 Cent, Jay-Z, right? Why do you think they fell off? They fell off because they stopped consistently putting out music. They're not that accessible, right? Like, you don't see Jay-Z doing 20v1s, or you don't see Jay-Z live streaming or none of that. And the problem is with that is a lot of people don't want to adjust with the times, right? Like, even when you look at Drake's music, right? Go listen to Drake from 2009 to 2026. It sounds completely different. Drake has made it a priority to adjust his music to whatever is popping for the moment. Now, at times we've seen Drake, literally steal people's flow. Like, remember when Drake took XXXTentacion's flow, right? On Iceman, right? His song Little Birdie. That's obviously Kodak Black's flow. It's obvious, right? We've seen Drake take Big Sean's flow, right? But I more so look at it as Drake just taking inspiration from the newer generation of artists so he doesn't sound like a dinosaur, bruh. Because everybody keep talking about Jay-Z, right? Like, Jay-Z is expected to put an album out this year, right? Can you guys imagine if Jay-Z puts an album out this year and it sounds like some shit from 2012 or 2014, 2015? Now, the older people are gonna like it, right? People that's like 40 and up, they're gonna love it. They're gonna think it's the best thing since sliced bread. You feel me? But the younger people's gonna listen to that shit and immediately turn it off. They're gonna immediately turn it off, bro, because it sounds outdated. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's like going to Blockbuster. Like, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? You gotta adjust with the times. Like, Netflix is popping now. You feel me? Like, and that's what Drake does. So to all of the you guys notice, everybody that's complaining about Drake live streaming and doing the 20v1, they all have the same thing in common. They're all old. Everybody that's complaining about it is at least 40 years old, bruh. Charlemagne the God, he's in his 40s. Ebro, he's in his 50s. Peter Rosenberg in his 40s, 50s. Like, Joe Budden in his late 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody that has a problem with what Drake is doing is old. And they're complaining because they don't understand it. Because we've never seen a rapper on the level of a Drake that is this accessible, you understand what I'm saying, that's doing the things that Drake is doing. And that's why Drake is going to continue to be at the top spot as long as he wants to. Because I guarantee you, the minute that Drake stops being so accessible, that's when he's going to start falling off. Niggas thought it was over after Not Like Us. Nigga dropped Iceman, sold more than GNX first week. Number one single, right? Janet, shut the fuck up. Number one single, like, bro, Drake could do what he want to do, bro.
I do know. There is a major part of the internet and, social media that capitalizes and monetizes off of, I guess, hating, being upset, being bothered by, whether it's Drake, whether it's, Chris Brown, Rihanna, any of this, Beyonce, Jay-Z, like, no matter who it is, there is monetization in hating and being upset and expressing disdain for something that, an artist of the caliber of a Drake, whatever he does. I seen somebody say, oh, he only gave away however amount of dollars. And I'm just like, Drake could have gone on stream and given away $200 million, and somebody would have said, I thought there was bees on the table. How come he didn't give away $600 million? Like, it's almost like no matter what he does, no matter what he says, people have...
Bruh, it don't matter what Drake do, bro. You know what I'm saying? Anything Drake do, people is gonna hate. Like, Drake just announced he's dropping a new album. It's called Fear of Missing Out. It'll be Drake's 4th album of the year. And niggas is already hating on that. Like, oh, why is Drake oversaturating the market? You know, why does Drake keep dropping? But before he dropped Iceman, what was everybody saying, including me? Yo, why is Iceman taking almost 2 years to drop? Iceman was supposed to come out last year in July. It didn't come out until this year. You know, he basically dropped Iceman when wintertime was over, if we keeping it a stack. You know what I'm saying? So now that Drake is back outside feeding the streets, you know, now niggas is getting uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, listen, let me tell you something, bro. Like, people hate Drake because there's no artist out that can do what Drake does. The only artist that I will say that can somewhat do what Drake does is Tory Lanez. And he's locked up, unfortunately, right? Other than that, there's nobody that can do what Drake does, bro. Drake is probably the most versatile mainstream artist of all time. He raps, he sings at a high level, raps at a high level, sings at a high level, can make pop music, rap music, hip hop, lyrical, you know what I'm saying? He can make dancehall music, he can make a reggaeton music, you feel me? Like, Drake is just a hybrid, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And people don't like the fact that he does what he does at a high level. That's just what it is. Like, they favorite rapper can't do what Drake does. That's just what it is. And also, a lot of people are tired of seeing Drake at the top. A lot of people, because we like I said, we've never seen an artist at the top this long. So whenever you're the number one in anything, people are gonna hate on you. That's why people hate on Michael Jordan. That's why people hate on Kobe. That's why people hate on LeBron, right? When you're at the number one spot, people are gonna hate on you, bro. And if I was to compare Drake to another celebrity, I would compare Drake to The Rock. Let me explain why, right? So The Rock started off getting famous off of wrestling, right? Drake started off getting famous off of being an actor on Degrassi, right? Drake ends up retiring from acting and becomes a full-time rapper, becomes the best at it, dominates, right? The Rock retires from being a full-time wrestler, becomes a full-time actor, becomes the number one highest paid actor, number one at the box office, right? Now, because The Rock has been at the top for so long, people enjoy seeing The Rock fail. Every time The Rock puts out a movie, they don't watch it. They don't even watch the trailer. As soon as they see Dwayne The Rock Johnson's name attached to anything, they automatically hate on it, bro. Do you guys know how many people that I know in real life that shitted on the Black Adam movie and they didn't see it? And I always ask them the same thing. Yo, like, did you see Black Adam? Nah, but I heard it's trash. I said, what do you mean you heard it's trash? You didn't actually go see it? Nah, why would I see it if it's trash? Bro, so you're gonna listen to Rotten Tomatoes and a bunch of haters on the internet that's, you know what I'm saying, that's miserable at life. You're not gonna actually go, because I told a couple of people to go see it, and when they saw it, they loved it. I said, yo, what would you give Black Adam out of a 10? I'll give it an 8. Some people said 8.5, right? But you got so many people out there, they just shit on anything The Rock does. Another movie I saw from The Rock, The Smashing Machine. Incredible movie, bro. I give that movie a solid 9 out of 10, bro. You know what I'm saying? Great story, great acting. And for all of the people that say, oh, The Rock plays the same character every movie, this was the first role in a long time where The Rock really got to showcase that he can act at a high level. You know, he was playing an MMA fighter, one of the first MMA stars, right? Before the UFC even became a thing. They showed his personal life, how he handled losing for the first time, addictions that he had. It was a great movie, but the movie ended up flopping. It didn't perform well. And because The Rock was starring in it, people went out of their way to shit on the movie and not see it. You know, it's like Rotten Tomatoes has a big old picture of The Rock and they say, yo, every time this guy drops a movie, we're going to shit on him because they feel like he shouldn't be the number one highest paid actor in the world. right? Even his Moana movie he just put out, that shit flopped too. It's like, damn, The Rock can't catch a break. And it's the same thing with Drake, bro. It's like, it don't matter what Drake do, because people don't want to see him in the position that he's in, they're gonna shit on it. A lot of people didn't even listen to Iceman and they said it was trash. You didn't even listen to the whole album. You didn't even listen to all 3 of the albums. You said it was trash. So it's like, it is what it is.
And we saw it through the whole, battle, that people stand to gain a lot of money if you stand on this side of saying, this guy is fake. This guy is, he's trying to pander to women to prove that, he doesn't like little girls and things. I'm seeing all of this online and I'm just like, what? Like, it's like, it's the craziest thing to see, but I also understand it because we've seen people literally pay mortgages on creating these channels and creating these platforms that are designed to hate anything that he does, that he says, that he puts out, that he wears, that people he aligns himself with. It doesn't matter. As long as I'm on the side of he's a terrible, horrible person, he's pandering to women, I just don't. But I do get it because you can't.
Hey, then everybody hating on Drake, right? I dare you to challenge your favorite artist to do what Drake does. Like, let's use Kendrick Lamar, right? So to everybody that was so happy to see Kendrick Lamar give belt the ass to Drake 2 years ago, right? What has Kendrick done since then? It's been 2 years, right? He dropped GNX. Schoolboy Q wasn't on the album. YG wasn't on the album. Absol wasn't on the album, right? Only person that really was on the album was DJ Mustard, right? So to all of the people that was pump faking and booty shaking for Kendrick, how did that benefit your career in any way? Because Mustard put out an album after that, it flopped. YG put an album after that, it flopped. Schoolboy Q put out Blue Lips before the beef started, it flopped. Kendrick wasn't on there. Absol, nobody cares about you. Absol, I can't say you fell off because you was never on. I say that with all due respect. Absol is one of the most lyrical rappers in the game, but he's a failed artist. Let's talk about it, right? He never even was good enough to sign to a mainstream label. You understand what I'm saying? So besides Doechii, right? Because I think Doechii is dope. First of all, Doechii's from Florida, so I'll fuck with Doechii. I think she can rap. I like her flow. A lot of people think she's an industry plant. I disagree. I like Doechii, right? But like I said, what else has Kendrick done since then? Right? Because, that's who y'all want to be the number one guy, right? Y'all want Kendrick to be the number one guy instead of Drake. So if you're going to be the number one guy, you have to do what Drake does. You got to consistently drop music. You got to consistently put out projects, right? Albums, mixtapes, whatever you want to call it, right? You have to consistently do features and give people number one songs like Drake has done for most of his career, right? That's a hard job to take on. You understand what I'm saying? Like, how many people say they want to be Spider-Man, but when they got to deal with the responsibility of what Spider-Man do, they're like, you know what? Let me go back to being a regular citizen. Fuck this Spider-Man shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what a lot of people don't realize about their favorite artists. J. Cole found out real quick he wasn't the guy. Remember when J. Cole was saying he's the Muhammad Ali of rap and nobody could fuck with him? And then when it was time to get in that fire, he tucked his tail like a little bitch. Excuse me. He tucked his tail and then he just ran off. You guys remember that? Remember he sent some shots at Kendrick? And listen, I think J. Cole's diss on the Kendrick was actually fire. I hate the fact that he reneged on that. I hate that. I hate the fact that J. Cole willingly left the beef. I hate that. Right? But Kendrick, when's the next album coming out? What's the next album gonna talk about? Are you gonna diss Drake again? Is your whole album run gonna be about Drake again? Is the first single gonna be a Drake diss? Are you gonna diss The Game? Because The Game just dissed you. Right? If this was Drake, Kendrick would have already responded. Why are you not responding to The Game? He's from your city. He's your OG, right? Why you ain't respond to Game? But everybody wants Drake to respond to Jay-Z. You see what I mean? Like, do y'all see the picking and choosing? Everybody wants to see Drake respond to Jay-Z. Everybody is praying that Jay-Z drops an album on Drake's birthday because I think he has a concert on Drake's birthday. Everybody wants to hear Jay-Z diss Drake in a song. But nobody wants to hear Kendrick Lamar respond to The Game. Why is that? Why is that? The Game is a legendary rap artist. Jay-Z is a legendary rap artist. The Game got classic albums. Jay-Z got classic albums. Jay-Z is almost 60. The Game is in his 50s. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Like, why don't y'all want to see Kendrick beef with Game? Why? Because I'm pretty sure most people would say Kendrick will win, so let's see it. Because I think the Game will put belt the ass on Kendrick Lamar lyrically. Y'all must have forgot the Game destroyed G-Unit single-handed. Y'all must have forgot. The Game will remind y'all niggas in 2026 though if Kendrick actually responds. So with that being said, man, shout out to Rory Mal, man. Shout out to Drake. Shout out to Mal for holding down Drake, being a real one. Like Mal switched up on Jay-Z. Like Mal literally said, yo, if I had to pick a side, I'm riding with Drake. So salute to that boy Mal, man. It's your boy Days. Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up the video, click that hype button for your boy. I'm out.